Hello students, greetings of the day. This is Dr. M. Naglakshmi for your paper research methodology. So we are going to see yet another topic that working bibliography. There are many styles we follow while working on bibliography, but now I'm going to talk about the style, MLA style, because here we usually literature and linguistic people we usually follow this modern language association, and that is MLA style. Okay, so what is bibliography? Very important question. Bibliography is a comprehensive list of all sources that have been utilized during research for a paper, for a dissertation, or for thesis, including those that were not directly referenced in the paper. Right? It is often confused with works cited list. Right? The difference between works cited and bibliography. The bibliography includes all the research articles or theses or dissertations or interviews, whatever it is. It has been used even for consultation purpose. If we have used those research articles or theses, we include all those things in the bibliography list. Whereas the works cited only the direct connection, whether it is explicitly mentioned in the paper, that thing only included in the works cited list. Okay. So, what are the things that we should include in the bibliography? The author's full name, the full title of the material researched, the name and location of the publisher, the date of publication, and then the specific page numbers of the research material. There are a number of tools available today to do the bibliography thing in a particular format, right? So, you should take down all the relevant things which you need to enter if you are entering manually. These are the things you have to take down before uh, working on the tool. The author's full name, the full title of the material researched, the name and location of the publisher, the date of publication, and the specific page numbers of the source material. But if you are taking something from the website, then you need to take down the URL. The rest, the tool will do it. Okay, that citation machine and mentally, there are many such tools available. You can use all those tools to work on your bibliography, right? But it is very, very important. You have to cite it properly. Otherwise, your work will be considered as plagiarized work, right? So, how does a bibliography differ from works cited list that we have seen, right? The works cited list or reference page includes only the sources that are explicitly cited within the text, not the sources that were consulted during the research phase. In contrast, a bibliography encompasses all the sources cited in the paper as well as those utilized during the preparation of the paper or thesis or dissertation, right? So this is very important. Must why is it necessary to do a bibliography? So most students consider a bibliography to be an indispensable component of a research paper, textbook, or a similar work. So, including a bibliography serves to verify the accuracy and relevance of the material used in the creation of your research paper. So, it also gives credit to the original sources that you were consulted while preparing for your research paper, right? So, if the person who is reading your work, if he or she needs further information, they can go to the sources and they can get the further information if he or she needed. So, including a bibliography in your work serves several purposes, including acknowledging and giving credit to the sources of information used, including words, ideas, diagrams, illustrations, quotations, summaries, or paraphrased materials. So, demonstrating that you have respectfully borrowed ideas from others, it's not cheating, right? It's not plagiarism, right? And providing additional information for readers if they who may wish to further explore the same topic, and giving readers the opportunity to check your sources for accuracy, which in turn inspires confidence in your writing. So, meeting the requirements set forth by the instructor for the assignment. So, these are the very important things why you must include bibliography. Why is it very important? So, writing a bibliography is a very crucial aspect of academic research, and it is especially important for those pursuing or planning to pursue an academic career. So for you people, you are writing your project, so it is a must to understand why you should include bibliography. So without a bibliography, the entire paper loses its credibility, since it is impossible to verify the accuracy of the information used. So, no in a professor or any academic institution is likely to accept a research paper or dissertation without proper citation. So, therefore, it is essential to include a well-formatted bibliography page. So, bibliography is a comprehensive list of all the sources used, not only in the text but also while researching the material for the paper. Right. So, each bibliographic reference should include the name of the author, right, listed first in all citation formats. It should be organized in alphabetical order according to the author's surname. The only exception to this rule would be for the footnotes of Arabian format. Right. Nowadays, nobody is following the footnote thing, especially for our literature thing, right? Uh, uh, as far as concerned to our university, we are not following footnote, right? So, including the name of the publisher and location is crucial in validating sources. So, typically, books published by a larger and more prominent publishing houses are seen as more reliable than those published by smaller and independent sources. So, the original publication date is also important, as it provides insight into when the text was first published. So, including the publication date allows readers to determine if the source is relevant or outdated, right? So, citing sources and providing a comprehensive bibliography serves to verify that proper research has been conducted. All that claims made can be supported by evidence. So, readers of your project or research paper can quickly reference the citation listed in the bibliography and seek out the original material for additional information. So, a well formatted bibliography adds to the credibility of your project or dissertation or thesis or even a research paper. So, it leaves a positive overall impression. So, anyone writing a research paper or dissertation or project should invest time in thoroughly researching their topic and gathering evidence to support their arguments. This evidence can then be supported in the bibliography. So, why it is very important, and how this bibliography helps to you know earn your credibility, we understood. So, what must be included in a bibliography? So, author's name, title of the source, and place of publication, publisher's name, and the date of publication, page numbers for articles from magazines, journals, newspapers, encyclopedias, or in anthologies. Right. I'll share uh, the material which I have prepared for you for this bibliography, right? While looking at the material, you should understand how you have to write the bibliography. Though there are many, available online citation machines, still you should know that how you have to write manually, right? The first thing, author's name. So do not include any titles or designations such as Doctor, Mr., Mrs., or PhD before or after the name. The only exceptions are JR, SR, that is junior, senior, as they differentiate between two individuals with the same name. Also, I include if it is the Roman letter first, second, third, that right, for the same reason to differentiate individuals. So title of the source, use the title on the title page for your citation if it differs from the title on the front cover or the spine of the book. So underline the name and subtitle of a book, magazine, journal, or periodical, or newspaper, or encyclopedia, right? So it is very, very important. If the name of a newspaper does not indicate its location, add the name of the city or town in square brackets after the name, right? For example, the Indian Express, okay, square bracket, Chennai. Use quotation marks around the title and subtitle of an article in a magazine, journal, periodical, or newspaper or encyclopedia. For example, uh, sculpture, the history of Western, okay, sculpture, double quote, right, comma, the history of Western, comma, and then close the quote, New Encyclopedia Britannica, full stop. Okay, so this is the way you have to write it. Capitalize the first word of the title, the first word of the subtitle, and all important words except for articles, prepositions, and conjunctions. Okay, so this is very, very important. And we can say that, capitalize each word. So we know that if we say that capitalize each word in a word format, uh, we won't capitalize articles, preposition, and conjunctions, right? And then use lowercase letters for conjunctions. This we have already uh, explained. And separate the title from its subtitle with a colon. For example, Belfast, colon, a warm welcome awaits. Okay, so place of publication, avoid using a country, state, province, or a county as a place of publication, such as Australia, Canada, India, right? Only mention the name of the city or town. For example, New Delhi, right? Or Hyderabad, Chennai, like that. If there are multiple locations of publication indicated in the book, choose the first one listed. When citing articles from major encyclopedias, magazines, or journals or newspaper, it is not necessary to indicate the place of publication. For articles or encyclopedias, magazine, no need of place of publication. If the city is well known, there is no need to include the state or province after it. If the city or town is not well known or could cause confusion, then you have to add the abbreviated letters for state, province, or territory for clarity. Publisher's name, ensure that you note down the author, not the printer, right? If a book has multiple authors, not one author, with multiple locations of publications, list the publishers in order provided. Okay, in the same order. And each with its corresponding year of publication. So abbreviate the author's name. For example, Macmillan instead of, Macmillan Publishing Co. INC. Omit articles such as an, and the. And skip descriptors such as press, publishers, etc. Right? So these are the very important thing. And date of publication, use the year of publication as the date for books such as 2012, 2005, without adding the copyright symbol of the word copyright. Okay. Uh, if the book list multiple years, use the most recent copyright year, such as 2005 in the example, copyright 1988, 1990, 2005. Okay, so uh, do not mistake the printing date of the publication date. The printing date, such as 7th printing 2005 or reprinted in 2005, is not the publication date, right? This reprinting date are 7th printing, not the first printing. If you cannot find the publication date in the book, use small n dot d to indicate that there is no date listed. Okay, if there is no publication date, but you can estimate it from reliable sources, uh, this is no need. So you can write, if there's no publication date, you can just write small n dot small d. Page numbers are not necessary for books except when citing from an article or essay in an anthology. So if you are, taking only one article from that book, it is necessary to include the page number. You consider the whole book here and there, then it is not necessary to quote the page numbers in bibliography. As such, you can quote, you can list out the whole thing in the bibliography. So these are the important things you should know when you are working for your bibliography. I'll share, the material so that you should understand how you have to prepare your bibliography. Thank you. See you on the next lecture.